And we just start there. I'll edit it in. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right, so you're saying that fluoride is he said, she said, and I guess my question is, for the people watching this, how are you not he or she? How can they trust what you say over the yes and no of others?
Yeah. So yeah, I would try always to kind of go for
What a day!
yeah.
Truly a long
That was
show.
actually 2 days, man.
2 days.
2 days.
It felt like 4.
Yeah, I feel like 40 hours flight and 2 days. That's pretty much a week.
Are you still feeling the jet lag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never get out of it. So I'm flying back tomorrow. So
Back tomorrow. You never stop, do you? You never stop. Just like these people don't stop dosing fluoride, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. So tell me, how was your first Reefapalooza? How was it?
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. You put the carbon dosing
Yeah, I
over
put
there.
the
Get it out of the way. It's not
Carbon-
professional. It's not
Carbon dosing is bad.
Carbon dosing's bad. Don't do it, people.
Gone.
So let's talk.
Gone.
How was your talk? I think it was well attended. What did you think?
That was really good. No, I was happy. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. But I think that live thing was good.
Yeah.
I like
It
that.
was good,
And Julian did a really good job on it.
Thanks,
Like,
man.
Yeah, honestly, that was really good. What I thought from this Reefapalooza, like what I feel from it is really, I have really hope. It's a really good thing. It just, everybody was happy. There was no drama. There was a lot of education that I wouldn't have expected, to be honest. Like I thought always, Reefapalooza is more like selling little corals and stuff.
Yeah.
And this time there was a lot of people, like a lot of vendors. It was actually a good mix. So
I found the vibe was really good. Like it just
Yeah.
there was a lot of energy. There were a lot of seeing old friends, meeting a lot of new people, just talking about aquariums, and everyone was going crazy on the coral.
A lot of
Yeah.
vendors, a lot of people, a lot of little frags. For sure.
yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
yeah.
That's America.
Yeah, no, listen, I was, so Julian and me, we've done a lot of things. Like we've done a lot of magnets. We were like, main sponsors of a lot of magnets, right? That was like for us a show in America.
Yeah.
Right? But to be honest, I think, from also the people that are behind it, like Greg and the guys, I really need to thank them. That was just a really, really good show.
Yeah.
And everybody honestly enjoyed it. Like there were people from the UK, crazy guys, really good. There were people from Brazil. There were people from Mexico. It was nearly an international show.
Dubai, Lithuania.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people there. They're funny. They're funny.
But it was really good. I can only recommend that. That's a good one. I'll definitely do the Los Angeles one, the California one.
Sure.
And then see it was just there. I have no words. That's very rare. I have no words. That's very rare. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I know why you're laughing.
I've been with you all weekend, mate. You
Yeah.
got plenty of words. Don't
You had
worry.
a lot of words.
I have a lot of words. Not today.
So what do you think the best question you all were asked this weekend was? What was the most holistic question for the holistic method?
I think I like the question that that the guy had in the talk where he said like, oh, okay, tell me like how do you avoid water changes like
Yeah.
in short.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good one. Like in short, because I can explain it always. I have a lot of words for it, but in short was a little bit of a challenge, but it worked out pretty well. Like I think he got it pretty well. Like it was understandable. That was a good question.
And if I remember correctly, you were the one that said you would do it in a short way. He asked for the high level
Oh, had he?
explanation.
I thought
He said,
okay.
explain at a high level. He said, I can do it in a short one.
Yeah, okay, so maybe that was me then.
Yeah,
That was good answer. It was a good answer. Like, it was not the best question, it was a good answer. He didn't expect that, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, fluoride is always one of my questions that I really like, because obviously I'm not believing in it. But
Yeah.
it's fine, like I don't blame anybody. It's just like everybody need to know it's like a belief, right? That's kind of for me important. So when you're dosing it, you believe in it, that's it,
And
right?
you believe it's the Antichrist, is what I'm hearing, right?
No, it's just I just like that people understand that this hobby is not only knowledge. that was my talk about. The talk is about how do you create knowledge, right? And it's not by ignoring that, not just believing something. It's just gone for, is it really like that?
Yeah.
And one of the parts that when I really like that part when people understand that the water change, that knowledge behind it, that was like really not true, like a obvious misconception, that this causes that people do not look behind it. They just say, all right, we have a solution. The water change will bring me traces. The water change will bring me, less nutrients. So there's no reason to sort it out. But there's obviously a reason because it's not true, So yeah, I actually like that. So people do understand that there is a lot of belief, a lot of anecdotal knowledge, but not real knowledge.
So how do you think we change those beliefs? How do you think we truly educate people? Do you think it's just you go to every Reef Palooza and you speak? What do you think the path forward is to illuminate the minds of the population?
I think right now what really works well is this live streams that we do.
Yeah.
Before I had a really hard time to find that answer. That was hard. You can't reach everybody, really hard. But now with these live streams, I'm doing it every Sunday. It's super easy for me. Like it's Saturday here because we are from the future. We are from the future.
We're going back to the future tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going back to the future tomorrow. But yeah, I think that live stream thing just works. There's a lot of people there's some guys from the UK here, a Reefing network.
Yeah, they're great.
They're awesome because they're doing the same thing. Like they just even only if you meet up, talk about stuff. I think that's already really cool. I really think that's the future. So for us, we're putting a lot of effort into live streams, and a lot of people kind of understand what we're saying. It's pretty cool.
So for all the people that don't believe in you, that in your belief, you believe that maybe they don't have the knowledge, how can they learn? They can come on your live stream. They can ask you.
Yeah,
right?
ask questions.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Ask questions. Now, you will do that anyway. You start a tank. You have millions of questions.
Yeah.
You go somewhere, you ask the question. You go to a shop, to whoever, your friend, right? So you come to the source right away. We're doing quite a bit, to gain knowledge. So you can ask us questions. I'm not a person that puts my opinion on you. Like I'll just tell you what I think.
I feel like you did with fluoride, man. I feel like you did.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you that I don't believe in it. That's it. It's not a point. The problem is though, if it's just that, he says, she says kind of thing. Yeah, then you realize maybe I shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like it's like maybe I'm wasting my money.
All right. So what do you all have that's not he said, she said? How is it not Ehsan says? What are you doing?
Well, it's for fluoride. It is pretty much it, But then what I would do is look in behind, look for what I did, let's say, why I'm saying it, what is the reason, or what's my intention, right? So let's say I'm selling fluoride.
I was going to say, you are the worst Triton salesperson.
Yeah, I know.
Fluoride. You are terrible.
That is what it is. So I'm selling fluoride. So I tell you, don't buy it because I don't believe in it. That's kind of, not selling it, right?
All right, so you're saying fluoride ghosting is a he said, she said game. And sure, right? Like no one has evidence to their side, I get it. But to the people watching this, how can they know that you're not he or she? How do you have?
I'm he. But
okay.
But yeah, I got you. So I always like to look behind. When somebody says something, I would like to know what he's maybe not achieved, but what he's done. Maybe right. That's kind of the thing that I look at. Like if I ask Julian Sprung something, for example, right? And I know he's written books. That's why I ask him. And if that's me, right? But on the other side, we're selling fluoride, right? So if I say it's not important, there is a big argument,
fluoride sales just went.
Yeah, that's right. But it's like I say, it's people believe in it, so I have it. They can buy it then for me, but that's what they actually asked me for. That was why I still have it, or why I still now again measure it, right? But yeah, on the other hand, it is pretty much hopefully what people see is what we have achieved. I was the first person in the world to measure fluoride.
Yeah.
So then I did it for a while. Nobody else was doing it, right? And then I said, nah, it's not having value for me or my customers. So I stopped testing them. You know, I think this intention I have to sell something, sell something that has value is a reason why people maybe should believe me. That's the way I see it, right? And it's still she said, because I've not written any paper about it.
Sure.
But nobody has. So.
Yeah. I think you're probably the first manufacturer on reef builders ever that has openly said.
Well, you laugh.
Don't buy my product.
Yeah, that has openly said, well, here's what I believe, but I certainly don't believe my own product, but I have it for sale.
Well, I mean, my own product. It's like, I'm not saying I developed fluoride. Fluoride is an element. It's not like I'll feel ashamed that I sell a product that people might want to buy. That's not the point. I'm just saying there's no evidence, right? I have an anecdotal kind of evidence for it. I've never written a paper, so it's not a scientific evidence. But I say what I experience. I'm a reef keeper. I don't see any value. If you don't see or do see value, buy it, right? If you do not see any, don't buy it. That's the point. I can't force you to buy anything. So I have it because people that run Triton ask me to have it because they believe in it, and that's fine.
Do you think you will do the same with elements, say rubidium, in the future?
Yeah, I'll do that already. I'm not going to sell rubidium because I've tested it on my tank. That was really horrible. So I'm not going to sell. That one I don't sell because I think it's having a negative impact. Like it's a bad thing.
I think the difference with fluoride is that you were selling it, and then you realised that it wasn't something that was you found, and you were doing it with the HPLC.
Yeah.
And you were the first to test it, and then when you moved to the ICP, you stopped testing it, and that was something that you.
Yeah. So that's a historic kind of way why I think that fluoride is so important for people, because companies can, through marketing or over marketing, cause that people think that something is important. When you look at that talk that I had all this graph, you saw like at 1 year that people would like to buy iodine and it went up like crazy, right? And it's just because of this communication, this marketing. But yeah, like this is like a historic thing, right? On the other hand, for fluoride, I don't see too much of danger. That's the point, right? Okay. So when I was dosing it and trying it, nothing was really dying from it. So, and you can control it really well. So I don't believe that somebody would overdose that easily. So it's a safe product to sell. While rubidium, I saw things that I don't want to have. Okay. So I'm not going to sell something that could be harmful for corals. And that same thing counts for barium, for example, right? So barium is another one because you can easily replace it. It's stupid to sell it, in my opinion, right? Like you can just put some dry food in there, like dry fish food, and you will have barium. Like there is no issue. But again, overdose of that product is dangerous, so we're not going to sell it.
Alright, so now I've got my final personal question. This is what I've been thinking about. The strontium. Really close kind of structure to magnesium, and it looks like the papers I've read that it can kind of be thrown into the coral skeleton like magnesium would be. Strontium.
Yep.
And I guess, is it actually something good for a coral skeleton? Maybe we should have lower levels of strontium. What do you think? For a stronger skeleton, so magnesium gets incorporated.
I don't know. What I would say is we keep. This is my strong belief: is we're still in the replication mode. So we still in the replication of nature mode. Let's say that. Sure. So another step, I guess, will then maybe 50 years would be make nature better, right? Yeah, so you know what I mean. Like that's not replication anymore. But in that replication mode, I like to stick to what I find in the habitats, which is 8 milligram, and I'll keep it there. So this is 8 milligrams is strontium in seawater. So that's quite big. That's not great. Yeah.
So replicating nature, something you said in your talk that I've been thinking about all day is, Julian brought it up earlier. One of the questions he liked is that someone asked about Trichophilia, in acans, lords, and then SPS, Acropora, and they had difficulty staying in the same system. And you brought up the point which I really learned, from talking to all the Australian collectors, which is these corals are in completely different microhabitats.
Yeah.
And I would assume that the mudflats have a different trace element concentration in the outer reefs that are very clear, organic carbon, all of it. So do you think the way forward is biotopes to mimic those microhabitats? Do you think the mixed reef is not a productive model?
No, I think if we can create more knowledge, right, in a way that we understand this microhabitat, what this is our goal. This is what we do every day. Like this is Julian 100%, right? Like it's absolutely his baby. And stuff, right?
I really think that it's okay. Having LPS that come from a completely different environment next to your SPS, which come from, again, a very clear, generally a lot of light, low turbidity. It can be done. It's done all the time, but it just makes things harder. I always say someone's suffering in that situation.
Yeah, and wait, sorry, dude, but I want to say something very important. But I believe that if we know what is important in that habitat, we can get better in having them all together.
Make it easier.
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
key.
It's easy to split them up, but it will be easier to keep them all together because you'll need, like what is in the mud that is so important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what is, or is it like all the same trace elements, but maybe in winter the trace elements go up or down because they get also more fresh water.
Sure.
They're in the interreefal zone, so there's more fresh water there. Or is it, like that's things we need to find out, and then we can adjust things towards more, LPS or more SPS or even more both, like in one system.
So you're thinking that the low-hanging fruit is let's find all the commonalities, the things everything absolutely needs. We figure out how to make that actionable, dial it in. That makes it so the mixed reef is much easier. It's a simple thing to achieve. And after that, then we say, how do we make, that's the 95%. We get to the 100 each individual one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty much thinking now that's something that Julian kind of brought into this company, which I really respect. All you said. Julian is a very open-minded scientist, right? So, I like to have my theories, like all of reef keepers like to have, right? And he always, like a big brother, stops me from having theories. So he says, stop thinking, we do it, right? And this is what we do right now, is just we observe. We don't want this to happen or that to happen, because we don't want to find trace elements for sure. Like it's not like we go on there, I know there's trace elements, so let's find it. That's not the way, right? So our science is more, let's look what's there. If you don't find anything, it's nothing. It's good,
It's all hypotheses.
Yeah.
And as you know, if you look into something and you don't find what you hope to find or think you'll find, that's still valid. It just means, you just know you look at other things and you just take out a variable.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what science is about, taking out the variables.
Yeah, you got still knowledge. You have knowledge. It's like testing ICP, right? So people send it in and everything is good. So everything is green and they're like, oh,
what a waste of money.
A waste of money.
Oh no.
And we're like saying,
everything's fine.
Yeah, you know that everything is fine. So you're not wasting money. So it's a bit of a mindset too, And that the science we do, you need to be very resilient because we're doing a lot of testing, a lot of driving. It's very hot, and it comes out often we have nothing
that
we sell. We can't use it to produce something. But in the most cases, like it brings you into this environment, this absolutely crazy environment. We have jumping rays. Sometimes rays are jumping. No, it's not a dolphin; it's a ray. And you have this. In the talk, I had that area with all the pool.
Yes.
So and then when you see these things, we're like, wow, and it actually got a product without having anything to do with tracing.
And I think unless you spend time in the field, you don't even know what you don't know. Like you observe things while you're out there, which lead to potentially another line of investigation. Like you've got to be out there to see the things that are happening.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you get little snapshots. and you need to be as much as possible immersed in that environment to see the little and to even appreciate the nuances that are out there.
Yeah, the apple need to fall on your head.
Yeah.
That's it. You need to be under the
The stingray's got to hit you like fall out of the sky.
Yeah, full on. And then, and then you have a problem. Then you have a problem.
Parrotfish has to poo on you.
The whale needs to come right in front of your boat up, and then it's always happening. That's horrible. But yeah, that's what. Yeah, it is what it is.
So it sounds like that, as far as I know, Triton is the only company that is actively doing scientific investigation into the hobby to make it easier for the hobbyist, and you're actually doing the work. It's not like me. I'm a lazy armchair scientist. I read papers online, but you are in the field getting parrotfish poop in your face, testing it,
A lot.
making your wife test it.
Swimming in a toilet.
Swimming in the toilet, as you call it, and then you're making a product out of it to mimic that single specialized niche in the environment. So
Now you're right. I think we need everybody that puts effort into understanding things deserve respect.
yeah,
But yeah, we are a type of company that is always kind of going to the border. We did that with ICP. You know, I mean, we brought ICP to change the whole reef
you
keeping
get a lot of
thing.
people mad.
Yeah, it is the way it is.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
we brought NDOG, and still, you know, there will be other people doing it. You know, so it's also a very important thing in my mind. You know, to have that possibility to go for organic up. We bought all these things. We already did that, and we just keep doing it. But this is just the way we are. This is when I met Julian in 2014 back then. That was what he came out there. He's just like, oh man, you know, this and that. He loved it, and we didn't sleep. Like we were
Couldn't stop talking.
we
It's
were walking
The
in Denmark.
possibilities.
Yeah,
It boggled my mind.
Yeah, and that's the real thing for us. So people that are like us, they can identify with this, right? They know we are a real company. So when we sell some, like say, like if you want to hear my opinion, I have opinions, right? But they're based on something, you know? Like they're not, I wake up and have an idea in my mind. Like that's not, I
it's
have
not.
that, you
It
know?
costs 11 cents to make a gallon. You should purchase it. It's well, maybe they want to purchase it, so I'll sell it. But I don't believe in it.
Well, it's not for all the products, you know? That's
Yeah,
maybe
no,
only for one.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's the one he
yeah,
talks about all the time. It's the only one
It's
he
the
actually
only
talks
one,
about.
yes.
The rest,
Yeah.
he likes the rest of them.
Yeah.
It's just that he's got a bit
Well,
of.
no, it's like right now, all of a sudden, fluoride, like you say, like it comes up everywhere.
You set him off again.
Yes.
I'm telling you. I can choose another one. I choose another one. Not for one that I believe in.
Manganese. It's good. Nickel. I like nickel.
Make
right
it
now.
go away.
This is
Stop asking for fluoride, everyone. We don't want to. He doesn't want to sell it.
Hey, what about carbon dose?
Oh,
Where's
I think the way we end this is we should all do carbon dose over there.
Yeah,
right.
I agree. Over there.
Over there.
Sounds
So
good.
we're gonna go carbon dose.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Reef.
tuning in to this episode of Real Life Reef Therapy. And we're gonna carbon dose.
There's somebody's carbon
Someone
dose.
has